Have you ever wondered why some people achieve the impossible while others remain hostage to their own fears and doubts? It seems that the former have something special, a gift, talent, luck. But what if their main secret is the ability to observe, copy, and transform? What if the peaks are conquered not by force, but by fine-tuning the mind and body? Today, we'll break down a system that allows everyone, yes, exactly everyone, to turn on the power of Tony Robbins using neuropsychological methods proven over the years. This is not magic. It is the technology of inner evolution. Suggest me an intro and conclusion for my YouTube channel to this text. We often fall into the mental trap of thinking that successful people have something that others don't have. However, what they do have very well developed is observation. They learn certain patterns from other famous personalities and put them into practice. Tony Robbins wrote The Book of Power Over Self in order to prove it is possible to learn to adopt the behavior of others with the help of certain techniques. In addition, in it, he teaches how to change your state and cope with negative emotions. Part 1. Modeling Human Perfection. NLP founders Benedler and Grinder discovered three basic building blocks that can be replicated to produce any form of human perfection. The first element, the belief system. Robbins believes that if we can identify and model, copy, a particular person's belief system, we can think the way they think. The second element, mental syntax. This is the way in which people organize their thoughts. Syntax is a coding system. If we crack this code, we can also understand how a person thinks. The third element, physiology. The brain and the body are connected. Our state of consciousness is determined by, among other things, the way you control your body, your posture, your facial expression, the way you breathe. In essence, a person is modeling their entire life, so there is nothing shameful about it. We all learn and take the best from our teachers. But in order to learn effectively, you must first manage your thinking and emotions. How do you do that? There are many ways, but one of the best ways is the ability to apply the law of associativity-dissociativity. Think back to some pleasant episode in your life, one that fills you with warmth and comfort. To do this, close your eyes, relax. Apply associativity. Make the picture brighter. As it becomes more intense, watch your state change. Chances are you'll start to feel better than you did before. And we've only worked on the visual component, and that's just one component, brightness. Now let's engage the auditory channel. Increase the volume of the voices or sounds in your memory. Give them a more energetic rhythm. Change the timbre. Do the same with the kinesthetic component. Try to make the memory warmer and smooth to the touch. Did your sensations change? The same technique can be applied to negative past experiences. Only now we'll apply the law of dissociation. This means that you are setting three channels in motion again. Visual. Make the unpleasant picture dim and blurred, reduce the image. Make it so small that it disappears from view altogether. Now send that little dot into an imaginary sun. Auditory. Reduce the intensity of voices and sounds. Remove rhythm and sharpness so that they sound as if through a dream. Kinesthetic. Make the picture softer and more insubstantial. And then there's taste and smell. Have your emotions changed in relation to these memories? Most likely, yes. However, in order for them to completely lose their power over you, this exercise must be repeated often enough. Let's do another exercise. It's about changing your state of mind, probably one of the most powerful techniques if you master it fully. Let's say you want to learn how to induce a state of motivation and enthusiasm. This is exactly what you lack in order to create your business or write a novel. Think back to something from the past that you did with great fervor and motivation. Relax and vividly recall that state of mind. Let's analyze it. Is the picture in color or black and white? Is it close to you or far away? Is the image associative, you see everything with your own eyes, or dissociative, from the outside? Now do the same with your auditory and kinesthetic channel. Are the sounds around you quiet or loud? Are they rhythmic or disorderly? Is the image hard or soft? Is it liquid or solid? Now you need to tune into the task you want to get motivated for. Think of it in those terms and elements that arise during your recollection of the situation that triggered your strongest motivation. You may not get it right away. However, the more often you practice, the more serious results you will achieve. The point is that if you repeat all the conditions as accurately as possible, you will enter this state. And this is not magic, it is the laws of the human body. Part 2. The formula for absolute success. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Perform the following tasks. Task 1. Make a list of your desires, deeds that you want to do. The main thing, firmly promise yourself that you will write for a certain period of time. Task 2. Outline a clear time frame when you intend to achieve this. It could be 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Task 3. Choose your 4 most important goals for this year. Not only choose them, but also answer, necessarily, why they are so important to you. Task 4. Check your goals against the rules of goal formulation. There are 5 rules to follow when formulating a goal. Be as specific as possible. Choose only positive wording. Keep everything under control. Develop a monitoring procedure. Make sure the outcome benefits not only you, but also others. Task 5. Make a list of the resources you already have at your disposal. These could be character traits, friends, financial resources, education, energy, time, family. Task 6. Think back to a time when you used any of these resources to the best advantage. This exercise is very important because it will help you induce a state of success. You have probably used your resources effectively many times. Task 7. Reflect on whether a person of your type could accomplish these goals. Be very honest with yourself. Maybe you lack discipline or education, some skill, motivation, or will negative character traits get in the way? It's important not only to make a list, but also to think about how to get around the obstacles. Think now, not later when you encounter a real obstacle. Task 8. Write down everything that is preventing you from achieving your goals. Partially, you have already answered this question. The main enemy of man is himself. But in addition to him, there is also the world around him. So what can get in your way? Part 3. Leadership is a challenge to excellence. If you want to be a leader, to lead people, you should start with your true values. What are they? Here's a short list. Understanding, love, respect, inner growth, joy, support, spiritual unity, beauty, creativity, new challenges, honesty, freedom. Add a few of your values and choose the 5 most important to you. Now put them in order of importance. Difficult? Probably yes, because people very rarely do this. Because values mean so much to a person, they have a huge emotional charge. But what's interesting is that values change over time, and that's perfectly normal. It's usually an indication that a person is growing as a person. If earlier his main values were beauty and money, now, say, creativity and new challenges. At least, because creativity and new challenges already include both beauty and money. As values change, long-term goals change and are divided into shorter goals. Intermediate goals provide constant feedback. Once you figure out what your true values are, then you will begin to sort out and reflect on them. This will allow you to identify other people's values. How will this help? You will be able to spot false values and influence the person in the most positive way. You will be valued and respected if you make people happy. Therefore, working with values is the first step to take. If we pursue false values, however, we cannot experience wholeness. The person who helps us become congruent will receive our love, trust, and admiration. But you must be prepared for the possibility that you may receive rejection. That's perfectly normal. People don't always do the right thing, especially not right away. Sometimes we are afraid to influence people for fear of hearing no. Leadership is out of the question in this case. So get used to getting rejected as often as possible to develop some neutrality towards rejection. You don't have to remain what you became by accident. You can become whoever you decide to be if you take control. Thought, emotion, and body are the three levers that transform destiny. Use the law of association, change your internal syntax, awaken the physiology of success, and most importantly, start. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because everything you need is already inside you. Sign up if you want to learn more transformation techniques and take the first step to becoming the best version of yourself.